Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Rhea, your study buddy for hematology, and I know it's been a while since I've posted anything in this channel, but I thought it was time to come back and talk about relevant issues. So today we're going to cover the Moderna booster shot, which I got in December, and the Omicron wave that's going on right now in the nation and in the whole world. So, my Moderna booster shot story is pretty quick. I can summarize it as painful. So, within the 24 hours that I've gotten the booster shot, which I got in December of last year, I developed an archipelago on the injection site arm. So, I formed 3 distinct spots on this arm. They were red, they were elevated, and they were painful. They were like big pimples on the side. So yes, I continued to experience the same side effects that I had on the first and the second vaccine shot. It was the same thing. But what stood out the most was the emergence of those things on my arm, and they were really painful, and then they just came out within 24 hours of getting the shot. I also developed a low-grade fever, and I had a headache, and I did get the same like COVID arm on the second shot. According to what's written about it, it's been happening in women with my same age range, which is 20s and 30s. So it was really painful under my armpit. And for about 5 days after the shot, there was soreness all over this generalized area on my boob and on the side up to my rib. It was really sore. I did take Tylenol for the pain because it was too much. It felt like I was punched on the side 3 times because each of those little bumps were really painful. And so I had to take Tylenol for the pain. And yeah, and then after a couple of days, maybe like on the 3rd day, it became really itchy, and I tried very hard not to scratch it because I didn't want to aggravate what was already there. I didn't want to develop a even worse rash on that side. So I tried to stop myself from scratching it, and I survived. So I did ask a physician on like, should I get the same Moderna booster shot the next time, judging on how much I reacted this time around? And she said that I could try getting the Pfizer booster next time and see how I react to that. So I am open to doing that, and next time I will try to get the Pfizer booster instead because I'm tired of the side effects that I'm getting from the Moderna shot, even though it is still, really effective in defending our bodies from severe illness. But I do want to try the Pfizer shot next time, and I'll try to share my story here when I do get it. So after going through all that pain, the question is, do vaccinations protect us from the Omicron variant? And the short answer is yes, it does. According to the articles I've read, the efficacy of the vaccines have declined since the beginning of the mutations. But if you get the booster shot, the efficacy of the vaccine goes back up to 63%, still a better efficacy rate than the flu vaccine that we get every year. So I'll take my chances with the booster shot and being twice vaxxed plus booster. I think you still have a better fight. Now, if you want to be objective about this, I will discuss with you this data that we've gotten from the Utah Department of Health coronavirus dashboard, where you would visually see the difference between unvaccinated patients and vaccinated patients and how they are doing. And you can see clearly in those graphs how hospitalization occurs a lot more in patients that are unvaccinated than the patients that are vaccinated. So this leads us to our next question, which is the Omicron variant really causing a mild form of COVID? Well, it depends who you ask, because the vaccinated population has a varying amount of symptoms. Some of them get asymptomatic COVID, some symptomatic, some are mild. But what does mild mean? according to this article that I found, this is what mild COVID means or is defined as. So a mild case could mean barely any symptoms and a quick return to feeling normal. But so-called mild cases aren't always mild. The National Institutes of Health guidelines for treatment categorize mild COVID as individuals who have any of the various signs and symptoms of COVID-19. This includes fever, cough, sore throat, malaise, headache, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of taste and smell, but who do not have shortness of breath, dyspnea, or labored breathing, or abnormal chest imaging. So they base it off of how well you're breathing. If you're still well and you can still breathe and you're not laboring, wheezing to breathe, then you are considered a mild case of COVID. But that doesn't mean it's mild. In my opinion, that's still not mild. Going through diarrhea, vomiting, fever, cough, these things are still going to make you feel miserable. And it's still more advised to just avoid it altogether. So now that you've heard what mild COVID symptoms are, what do you do when you feel flu-like symptoms? This is the third question. The best course of action would be to isolate, because at this point, as a person that works in the lab, we get a lot more cases that are positive for COVID than any other virus at this moment in time because of the transmissibility of the Omicron variant. It has spread really fast. And so if you're experiencing any of the symptoms that I have said earlier, just isolate and hopefully get tested so that you know your status. I know that it's rough to get an appointment right now to get tested, but what I know is that Walgreens stocks or restocks the Binax at-home COVID test antigen testing on Wednesdays. So if you live by Walgreens and you're experiencing symptoms and it's a Wednesday, it's the perfect day to go and try your luck, and hopefully they have those just so you know your status. Starting January 15, these self-test kits, if it's an FDA-approved antigen kit, it is now covered by your insurance, and keep the receipts and file a claim. They will reimburse you for the cost of these kits. And this is how a negative result looks like. There is a control line and no sample line. That means you're negative. So again, these are going to be free for you guys. For us, your insurance should cover these kits by now, starting January 15. So just continue to wear a mask and protect your loved ones, because we don't know how they are going to react with the Omicron variant. And then lastly, I just wanted to add that if you know someone that has turned positive or someone who has come back from work who is positive, please don't alienate them, because they probably have had a really hard time already trying to get through the illness. So a little positivity can go a long way, and just show that you care, because everybody needs that right now. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope that I've clarified some things about the Omicron wave, and I hope you guys are doing well, healthy, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching, and bye.